Hey, I'm Perry Black, and welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch. On this show, we have two powerful people all the way from Nairobi, Kenya, changing the world one heart at a time, so don't go away. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I'm Perry Black, and on this show, as often, we do have the privilege of having very special guests, and these two are two of my very special guests.
Oh, thank you.
What do you think about that, Victor?
And that's the best introduction I've ever had before. That's just the best.
So, on this show, we have Victor and
Abby.
Last name?
Orinda.
Orinda.
And a lot of people are not willing to drive across town to go to church. And I say a church alive is worth the drive. And you guys are all the way from, North Little Rock, Sherwood. Where are y'all from, Victor?
I think it's Hillcrest.
Hillcrest.
I think it's Hillcrest.
Abby, where are y'all really from? What's my point?
We live in Nairobi, Kenya.
In Nairobi, Kenya. That, Victor, that's a little further than Hillcrest. Victor and I have only known each other for about a year. And Abby and I have known each other for probably 6 or 7 years.
That's crazy.
Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Ever since I had hair.
Oh, me too.
I still have it. Sometimes it's in here.
Oh.
But I do have hair. If I could get this to flurry out, I could comb it up, but it ain't working for me.
I think you should stick with what
Just
you have.
stick with, well, I'm trying, but it's not hanging around. I said a long time ago, I don't mind turning gray. I just wish it would stay. And it's letting go and letting loose. You know, there's a song we sing, "Let Go and Let God." Well, my hair took that personal.
Oh, man.
So tell me a little bit, all the way from Nairobi. That's a long way off.
It is. So like by a plane, it takes 28 hours. So 3 different planes, which is quite
I can
a
only
travel
say,
experience.
Abby, you must be called of God to be willing to travel 28 hours.
It's true. I
Yeah.
think the calling keeps you going, but the more you do it, you actually think it's like from here to the beach. Like
Yeah.
you don't think it's that far. And
Well,
people
okay.
are like, you're crazy.
Well, let's go to the beach.
Let's go.
All right, so Abby, tell, as I said before we started taping, I've known you for a number of years. You were back then in your early 20s, and I was just flabbergasted that your parents ever let you go overseas without them, and I think you took your sister. So just for our viewers that aren't familiar with you, and then we're going to talk to Victor and find out how y'all know each other and what's the relationship and what are y'all doing in Nairobi. So you want to kind of give us, you're a local West Little Rock young lady.
Sure. So yes, so I grew up in Little Rock, went to a private Christian school.
Little Rock Christian?
Yes, just down the road, kind
Yeah.
of. And then my parents taught me that serving was important at a young age. So I was always in the homeless shelters, soup kitchens, doing things like that. And then during middle school, had a rough patch of defiance and wanting to do my own thing.
No.
And teenage years are just hard, and that's true. And I experienced that. And so then I kind of got back on the path with God. And so when I was 13, I asked my parents if I could go to Kenya to serve. And
Who was going to Kenya? What was that connection?
so some of our friends actually lived there. So like we had gone to school with their children, and so they were just bringing a group of high school and middle school students.
How many were on that trip?
There was probably around like 15 of us.
And you were 13?
I was 13. So
Did
I
your
was,
mom go on that trip?
My mom and dad did not go. They sent my sister and I at 13 and 14.
I know your mom. I have met your dad.
Yes.
And I still don't understand how they let you go at 13. I wouldn't let my children go out in the front yard without me.
I know, but I think they had done mission trips, and so they saw the importance that it kind of shows you how big God is. You get to see like different needs, and so they thought that that could really shape us at a young age. But
Can I ask you now? This is totally rude, but you know, it's me. How old are you now?
I'm 27.
So you've been going to Kenya for 14 years?
Yes, that's a long time.
That's amazing to me. You know, and I told you, I know I wanted to be a missionary myself. The Lord had a different idea. And so I have a heart for missions.
Right.
So I want to come back and talk about this, and we'll get back to your history a little bit,
For
but I
sure.
want to hear Victor. You're going to have to talk loud enough so I can hear you, because I'm over 27, 28 years old. Victor, where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Nairobi. Nairobi is the capital of Kenya, and
How many people in Nairobi about?
about 5 million people.
Yeah, that's a few folks. More than
yeah,
Hillcrest.
it's a big, of course, it's a big city. So yeah, there's probably around 5 million living there.
Yeah.
But you see, Nairobi has parts. There are parts that are nicer, and then there are parts that, And so I happen to be on the other side.
So you're
and
saying you didn't grow up in a rich household
something
on a
like
very
that.
poor side of town.
Yes.
A lot of needs.
Yes, and life was a bit difficult there.
Yeah.
You could understand, people are trying to scramble for literally everything, any resources that could be, and that can make life really hard.
Yeah.
But with God's grace and redemption, someone happened to sponsor me for 8 years to go for high school and college. And so it was just a blessing to see how that
Did you ever know who sponsored you to go to high school? I know some years a sponsor to go to high school. Yeah, in parts of the world you don't go to high school unless you have a sponsor and you're willing to do the hard work. So do you know who that was?
It was actually an organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Mango Tree Organization, and yes, it was based in Kenya, but sponsors, majority of them came from the Europe.
From Europe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was an Kenya organization, sponsors coming from Europe, but then we didn't have like individual sponsors.
Now Abby went to University of Arkansas, Fayetteville. Pray for the Razorbacks.
We need it.
Yeah, don't we? And where did you go to college or university?
It's called Kenyatta University, still in Nairobi.
In Nairobi.
Yes.
What was in Nairobi, do you have a major like we do in the States?
Degree.
Yes, I did a degree in education.
Okay.
I majored in math. We call it mathematics on that side. Yeah, I majored in maths, and I minored in business studies.
Yeah, so God had a plan for you from childhood. Even though it was hard, God had a plan. What was your major at Fayetteville?
I did business administration.
Sounds like God had a plan for y'all.
For sure.
Isn't that amazing? At 13, you have a heart to serve. You go to Nairobi, you fall in love with the people, you see the need, and then God takes both of you into the universities. You get your degrees in business of all things.
Right.
And now we have 20 seconds. What is the name of your ministry?
Blue Door Ministries.
And we got 20 seconds. What age group are you dealing with right now?
We deal with high schoolers, so 10th through 12th grade.
And we're going to come back and talk about that because that's not how it started. It started out with the youngsters, and now there was a great need for high school.
Yes,
and
sir.
we want to raise up victors all through Kenya, don't we?
I love that. Yes,
We're going to
sir.
take a break and be right back.
A mission field around you is filled with young hearts needing a forever family. And at Second Chance Youth Ranch, our team is committed to providing healthy, stable, loving homes and families to hurting children in the Arkansas foster care system and those up for adoption. Please contact us if you feel the tug at your heart to help foster or adopt, and find out the steps you could take to help fulfill a child's lifelong dream. Maybe you can't foster or adopt, but you could help. The need for thousands of children in the system is staggering. But with the help of faithful partners and business alliances, we are meeting those needs right now. Would you help us make a difference? Every gift, regardless of size, impacts a child's life directly and helps provide for a home in the gap right now. Visit the Second Chance Youth Ranch website at 2CYR.org to read more, watch the stories, and to make a contribution for a hurting child's care. Monthly partners are needed, so please contact us right away. And as you partner with this ministry, you are partnering with the Heavenly Father that has promised to be Father to the fatherless. God bless you for helping Second Chance Youth Ranch.
Welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Our special guest, all the way from Hillcrest, all the way from Nairobi, Kenya, Victor and Abby Orinda. And I wish they would have brought their sweet little man, William. I don't want to be offensive, but in my mind, I call him Little Will.
I love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's who he is to me. And even though I haven't seen him in a year, how old is he now?
14 months.
14 months. And I haven't seen him in about almost 12 months. But I follow him on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah, your mother, she's and I
Posting
see
all
your
the
posts.
photos. Yes, sir.
So you guys, somewhere along the line, you met Victor. You want to explain to us how y'all met and how it's now become not Blue Door for elementary, but there was a great need for older students, and now you have Blue Door Ministry, Blue Door Academy, is that right?
Blue Door Christian Academy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Christian Academy, I like that better.
Yes, you gotta make sure that's in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But kind of a little bit of our story is after I graduated college, I moved to Kenya full time.
And how old were you at that
I
time?
was 21. So I graduated college and 2 weeks later moved full time. So January of 2021. So I was volunteering at a school that he happened to be the high school math and business teacher at. So it was an elementary and high school, so that's kind of where we met and the connection there. But kind of...
All right, wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. All right. Who said hello first? Well, you were working together, so I know that. But all right, tell me that story.
Yes, I did indirectly. I did.
Way to go.
Yes, I did indirectly. The reason why I'm saying indirectly because I was so nervous to approach her, and so I used to love art.
Yeah.
So I made a little piece of art, and I wanted to surprise her for a birthday, and so that's how I was making the gesture. So
Way
I
to
did
go.
it indirectly.
You know, I have a funny story about that.
Okay.
My family moved from Little Rock to Southwest Little Rock,
Okay.
20 minutes from here. And my brother was in an art class. I stayed at Little Rock Central because I was a senior going into my senior year, and he was a sophomore. And he was in the art class with a young lady named Janet, who's an art major in college. And he would come home every day, and I'd met her through a mutual friend of mine. And he'd say, Janet said hi. And every day in art, he would go talk to her and then come tell me, and he'd say, Janet said hi, and I'd say, tell Janet I said hi. And that's how we met. It was through art.
Wow, I did not know that.
And now we've been married 52 years.
That's incredible. Wow.
So y'all are well on your way.
Thank you. I would
Amen.
love to reach
Amen.
52 years.
All that with art.
I still actually have the self-portrait that he drew, so
A self-portrait of you?
of me,
Okay.
yes. You know, subtle.
Yeah. I'm sure I can hear Victor. Abby, may I draw your picture?
I think he had
And he's drawing real slow. Yeah. So tell me about Blue Door. How did that all come to be?
So then kind of you know how you have a direction for life and God usually takes you on the other path because his path is better than yours.
Yeah.
So we were just working there and then it became really clear that God was calling us away, but we didn't know what that meant. Seasons of life don't happen for forever. It could be for a few months, a few years. So we just started praying and asking Lord, what does this look like? What's next? And so after praying, God kind of revealed to us, he was like, Victor's an education major. You've been helping sponsor students. What if y'all started a high school together? Because we realized enough parents can struggle to get their kids through 8th grade, but the big drop off is from 8th to 9th grade.
And when did you start the high school?
So we started October of 2021. So
4 years ago. And
Yes.
you started with how many students?
we started with about
70.
70 students.
17.
70.
70.
Yes.
Way to go, you're one.
Uh-huh.
All right, here's the question. It's been 4 years. How many students now?
We have 120.
120. And where do they now? In America, you go to school, you go home. You go to school, you go home.
Yes, sir.
What's it like? They come for how long, and where do they live? Where do they stay? And what do they pay?
Well, so the we give them full accommodation, so to mean they stay in campus. So
Kind of
they
like going
come-
to college. They get to
Yes.
move into the dorm.
Yes, they
It's
move
like a
in
boarding
a
school.
dorm, and then we provide literally everything from uniforms to teachers to books to food that they eat. So
Food.
they have, yes, everything. They
What did they pay?
have
Nothing.
literally nothing. We
Nothing.
offer everything for them.
Then how in the world can a young couple take care of 100 and how many?
20.
120. That's the same amount in the upper room. I feel the Holy Ghost shaking. How does a young couple feed and educate? Because you're not the only educators. You got
Right.
a staff of educators. Where's the money come from?
So we look for sponsors in the U.S. who will sponsor for $40 a month, $80 a month, or whatever they can give, and that money is what we use to feed and educate the students.
I had a little sweet lady in her 80s, starting in 1988. She sent me $1 a month, literally
Wow.
a dollar bill.
Wow.
And I thank God every month. And she'd always write me a letter. And that, I love when somebody does something really special,
Right.
a significant size gift, because those are so important. But
Right.
there's something about this sweet lady giving me a dollar.
Right.
To her, that was a monumental gift. To
For
me,
sure.
it moved my heart. It encouraged me every month to get her letter. So just recently, just within a matter of the past week, you were needing, the government said in order for you to have your school and do your testing, you had to have a generator, and that was a couple
It
$1,000s.
was $2,000.
So
yes,
how
sir.
quickly did that come in once you let that need be communicated?
Once we communicated, it was about 3 days.
3 days.
Yes.
You needed desk or something not too long ago, didn't you? And how did that work out?
That was about 24 hours.
So let me ask you, Abby and Victor, because I'm a faith man too. When you drove on the property, you saw excavators out there. We're getting
Yes.
ready to build a multi-million-dollar gym because our school just keeps growing and growing and
Wow,
growing.
that's awesome.
And where's the money coming from?
Right.
Well, I talk to the Lord. He talks to His people. Next thing you know, we got what we need. Is that kind of how it works in your life too?
Pretty much, yes. We have to, yes. Everything has to go through the Creator. That is the first
The Creator,
instance that
yeah.
we look into. So we have to just ask Him, and then we open our hearts and just let Him yield into us, so that by the time we pour it to other people, we already have the full confidence that is going to reach out to them. in a
My
special
God
way.
shall supply all of your need according to your riches and glory. And whom He calls, He equips, He anoints, and He gives provision for the vision. We're going to take a brief break and be right back.
Let's just jump into it. You said we're making a video about why you want to be adopted. Why do you want to be adopted?
Because I want to have fun and be able to have a brother and a sister. My favorite subject is track.
Go! Oh my gosh, you're so fast! You're so fast!
When I grow up, I want to be a veterinarian. My favorite animals are dogs and cats. I want 2 pets, cat and fish. I'm gonna name my pet Superman and Flash.
Get set, go!
If I could be a superhero, I would be Aquaman because he can live underwater and breathe.
There it is. There it is. If you do it long enough, it becomes real.
Adoption is kind. With my family, I want to go outside the footballs and go swimming. I think I could be with a brother and be the big brother around. Family is like love. If I had one wish, I would ask if I would be Sonic skinning run fast like him.
Welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Abby and Victor, that previous segment is always Christy Irwin and Project Zero, where they're actually allowed through the Department of Children Family Services to show children that are looking to be adopted.
Right.
And I want to thank Christy for doing that, and DCFS for letting us air it on our show. And I want you to consider prayerfully, how can you be involved, not just in fostering, mentoring, and adopting, but helping Abby and Victor help children in Nairobi. Let's raise up some Victors. Let's raise up some Abbies. Let's raise up some Esthers and some Daniels and some Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednegos. What do you think?
We're here for it.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I'm asking the production team to put some information here on the screen. It's amazing how that can be done while we're just sitting here in front of this ranch porch here.
I love it.
To tell folks how they can connect with y'all. I believe with all of my heart, what we make happen for others, God makes happen for you. And I'm not asking people to help me, I'm asking them to solve the crisis of foster care. And I believe together with all the organizations in the state of Arkansas, we can be the model for the nation. And we're going to solve it as long as I'm breathing. So what is it that people need to know about what you are doing, and what kind of daily need do you have, Victor, in Nairobi in Blue Door Ministries that people can connect with beyond praying for you?
Yes, beyond prayer, there's when it comes to the transition of the kids from high school to university, we usually sponsor them. Being that we can't just leave them after high school.
Blue Door sponsors them.
Yes.
So people that sponsor you then help get them into university.
Yes.
Way to go.
And so it becomes a challenge every year.
Every year.
Because every year the number keeps growing.
Yeah.
And the expectation, like for this year, is probably more than 20. And we already have like 39.
39?
In the university right now.
Wow.
Yes. Those
All
that
right,
are
so tell me
doing
this.
different courses.
Let's break it down for people that are watching. To come to Blue Door, since y'all provide everything, what about, I asked you this a long time ago, and you said, well, I don't really know, I need to make sure. What is the typical term and the typical cost to feed, to house, and to educate a high school student? And do you have some need for people to sponsor a child or 120?
For sure. So I would say like the average cost is $80 a month per student.
$80 a month. And what's the term?
So it was just our school year goes January through November.
That's 11 months. Okay.
Yes, sir. So that's kind of what we look for, but we realized that like $80 could be a lot for people.
About $880?
I love the math.
Yeah,
Great
I'm
job.
good. Yeah, me and Victor, we can do math.
That's so good because I can't. But I will say the great part too is like we have people that give $5 a month, $10 a month. Like you think that $5 doesn't matter,
it
but
matters.
it goes a long way for what we're doing.
Yeah.
So on the website, bluedoorministries.org, like there's an option, and whatever someone feels led to give, they can do that. So if $5 a month feels great, then you can do that.
You know what? My first year at Bible School in Dallas, Texas, they had a picnic for all the new students because the school, Christ for the Nations, was growing so fast. And so they had a picnic, and we all went out there. And I'm not even been a Christian a year, but I walk up to a group, about 5 people, and a lady who was probably in her 40s.
Okay.
She said, and they were talking, and she said, yeah, I've been a missionary. And they said, well, how did you do that? And she said, you know, people that would give $5 a month is what kept me on the mission field. That stuck with me to this very day.
This day.
And a lot of people say, well, it's only $5. I can't build $1 million building or provide $80 a month. $5 a month is what keeps us doing what God's called us to do, isn't it?
For sure. Yes.
Yeah. And so 120 in high school, but then you've got 39 that y'all are sponsoring for university?
Yes, sir.
Victor, what does that cost?
I would say it costs around $6,000 for one student to go to university for 4 years.
For 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
Abby, you went
$1,500
you
a
went
year.
to Fayetteville, to the University of Arkansas.
did.
My girls were up there too.
Yes.
They eventually graduated Little Rock. It's more than $6,000 for 4 years.
Yes, sir. Much more than that.
Yeah. And so again, when we're looking at that, what we think is impossible, those small gifts can help a student for $6,000 graduate the university. Are there any stipulations, or how do y'all help sew into the students that are going into university, or those that are there now, to come out with a degree to make a difference in serving the world and Kenya?
So while we're at school, before they go to university, we usually have things called community service. And this community service, when they're out of school, they usually go for breaks. From January to November, they usually have three breaks. Like
3
it
breaks?
will be 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And in this period, we usually tell them to do a community service. Just go outside there and do anything that you feel benefits the community voluntarily. You don't
Yeah.
have to be paid, don't ask for anything, but just try to
Just serve.
kind of just serve in the community.
Yeah.
So that is something that you're building in them for the 4 years they're with us, and so it becomes a norm that whenever they go home, they just have to do something.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing that I went through when I was being sponsored, and so that's why for me the job that we do right now, it like resonates so well with how I was raised
Yeah.
within the 8 years that I was sponsored.
Yeah, the
community
disciples
service.
were walking along, and Jesus heard them arguing, and later he said, "What were y'all talking about on the way there?" And they said, "We were talking about who's the greatest." And he just kind of interrupted that thought process, and he said, "The greatest in the kingdom is those who serve." And a lot of people, even preachers, they want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to be at the conference, they want to write they do a lot for their own selfish ambition. That's why it doesn't work.
Right.
But when you humble yourself at 13, 14, 15, growing up in poverty in the inner cities, just knowing Jesus, it literally doesn't just change your world, it will change the world. These two humbly won't tell you this, but I will. They're changing the world. One heart. One life at a time. That's what we're doing here at 2CYR-TV, and we want you to be a part. And don't let it stop right here in America. Let's help them change the world. And you that give, it will come back, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. We'll see you right here next week at 2CYR-TV.